Hey everyone, in this short video I want to cover the sine rule or the law of sines in a simple way for you. Um, so first we can talk about what it is. Well, it is a very neat way to calculate length of sides of a triangle or angles of a triangle. And why I'm saying that this is neat is uh, because sine, cosine, and tangent on their own, as you have probably seen it, such as sine equals the hypotenuse, and this way of finding angles or lengths is only working on right angle triangles. But what if we want to find sides or angles of a non-right angle triangle? Well, that's when the sine rule comes into the picture, and the cosine rule, which is gonna be another video on its own. Uh, and the sine rule is not that difficult after doing it a couple of times. So we can um, solve an example together and see how it works. But first, I'm gonna talk about this formula. Sine of A divided by A equals sine B divided by B, sine C equals sine C divided by C. I should notice that these letters after the sign are all capitalized, and these here are lowercase. Now, if you take a look here, um, the sides have lowercase letters, right? And the capitalized letters represent angles. So that's something important to look out for. So you can also see that this will be handy when we look into cosine rule. But here you can see that um, angle B is at the opposite of side B, and angle A opposite to the side A, and C is the same for C. Hangprova. So let's see, so let's demonstrate how you can work with the sine rule by using an example. Um, so the example says in the triangle above, A equals 125 degrees, so 125 degrees. Uh, so the angle of A, because it's capitalized, and side B is 3.3 and side A is 5.1. Then find B, C, and small c. Okay, so let's start by finding angle B. And let's write down what we know. We know that side B is 3.3 and side A is 5.1. Okay, and we also know that this angle here is 125 degrees. That's good news because we can directly use the sine rule. So let's write down the sine rule for us here. Sine of A divided by A is equal to sine of b divided by b. We don't need the c now, actually. You can leave it out. Now you can substitute values. So first of all, sine of 125, like, right? And a is 5.1 and b is 3.3, right? And now we can use some cross multiplication, and we need, because we need to rearrange. So we need to find the sine of b, right? Because we need to find this angle. So we can rearrange this a little bit, and we will get sine 125 degrees times 3.3 divided by 5.1. Now you can get your calculator, and you can calculate sine 125 times 3.3 and divide this entire thing then by 5.1. And that's gonna give you 0.53. But we're not done, because this is not the angle, this is the sine of b. So what we need to do is to use inverse sine. Inverse sine 0.53, and make sure your calculator is in degree mode and not radian or gradient, because then it's not gonna give you the right answer. And it's gonna give you then, if you do this calculation in your calculator, 32 degrees. So that's B. But now they want us to find C. Okay, we don't need to mess around with the sine rule anymore for this one, actually, because it's a simple rule that all angles add up to 180, and this is not just the case for this one, but also for other triangles. And we have 125, right? And we have 32 degrees so far, both degrees. That means that we just add these two together, so 125 plus 32, that's gonna give us 157. Now you can take this 157 and subtract it from 180, and that's gonna give you 23 degrees. So that's pretty straightforward too. Now, last but not least, they wanted to find side C. So now that we know that this one is 23 degrees, that's good news, because then we can just apply the sine rule again. So sine of B divided by 3.3 equals sine of C divided by something that we don't know. So we can see. But we can substitute everything else, right? Because we know that this one is 32, or sine 32, sorry. So sine 32 divided by 3.3 is equal to sine c, which we just calculated to be sine 23, sine of 23 degrees for both, divided by c. And then we just need to multiply like so and divide just as we did last time. And by that we are able to successfully rearrange it and solve for c. Sine 30. So yeah, we can do it this way. So sine of 23 degrees times 3.3 divided by sine of 32 degrees will give us the answer. So I can plug this into your calculator. Sine of 23 times 3.3 divided by sine of 32. That's gonna give you something pleasant, which is 2.4 approximately. And that's the answer for the last question. So this is how you apply the law of sines, or the sine rule, or this is the basics that you will need to know for now. So hope you learned something new, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to go to our website, www.MezeiMaths.com, or check out our Reddit group and ask questions there, or our Telegram channel too. So yeah, thank you for watching.